Hello guys, today we will watch the movie Playtime with you in Movie. I will try to answer your question about this movie Playtime and prepare your popcorn because we gonna watch very important movie for historic cinema and the history of architecture. The film Playtime tell us about the experience of Hulot, who came for a day and have a good cruise. Yes, let's watch. There are so many questions in the chat box. Yes, first question, Jack asks, how is the large scale and the small scale layout that catch your attention at the same point in the trailer and the show in the movie? Is there a certain hierarchy between them? I would say that we had the opportunity to evaluate the movie through two different windows. One of them is certain places that pass in intensity and their analysis, and the other is ideas of urban planning at the beginning of the film. In the film, the order of our attention is actually a return to the gridal system and grid structure for us. The layout of structures that we see in the broad perspective, the gridal spread addition. Another disadvantage of the grid system is that it doesn't not create enough public spaces for people. This system also damages the relationship between the people because they don't have any contact to each other. Yes. Another question is that, what do you think of the transparency in the movie and what is the impact of understanding of design on people? Does he have a question chat who wants to give an answer? Yes, I will give. The transparent surfaces that dominate 70% of the screens are another consideration that attracts our attention. This preference has become such that the exterior facades of people's work spaces and private living spaces are glass. And this preference for glass actually creates confusion about which space is private, which one is public. The use of glass as a cheese to be used in the most places. Yes. Another question is, what do you think about the limitation that the level of control in public spaces in general gives people? Does this put people in certain boxes? It's a good question. Thank you for this very clever question. What I am thinking about this question, as of the beginning of the film, the airport scans, the management people in a certain work areas, the people in the corridor, put us within a certain limit. The presence of the security guards and the working people on the airport has a certain effect on the movement restrictions of passengers. I'm reading chat box, but I'm not gonna answer the same questions. I would like to say that there are very few places in the name of public space in the film. And these places are usually flourished on a street, corner, and just one bus. Because we just can't see so many people in the bus. It was very crowded. We studied a work that makes people so monotonous and distracts them from spending time together. And the gradal structure is affected in this situation. On the other hand, we have seen an example of economic class separation. We have had the opportunity to examine luxury parties where only the rich can attend, and an important part of our attention is the social barriers. These barriers have become such that a person has taken on the task of the broken door. Yes, what was the last question? We are coming to end of the movie. And I couldn't read all questions. It's raining question from the chat box. A friend of ours said, what do you think of the bounding wall used in the office or other scans? In fact, this situation begins with the return of the Paris to modern architecture. When we examine it in the large frame, it's possible to see buildings that are identical to each other, while it has the same effect in seeing small workrooms that copy each other inside the offices. And here it shows the human funny states and position. Another important point that the taste draws attention to is the use of meaningless doors or similar materials. Another point of architecture is that there are many confusing messes. He makes the lead role in many cases in the movie. Yes, the movie is end.